Hi there! Today I have two Licca Chan dolls for you. I bought them on Aliexpress and there is a link in the description, but I think we can talk about this a little bit later in the video. As always, I'm not affiliated with Aliexpress or with the seller or anyone. This is just for you guys, and it's only because so far I do have fun with YouTube videos. Licca dolls and also Jenny dolls are made by Takara, and that's a Japanese company. But as most of the doll companies, a big bunch of their dolls are manufactured in China, and therefore you can find a lot of Licca dolls, full dolls or just heads or bodies. The same for Jenny, but more for the heads, not so much for the body, on Aliexpress and of course also on Taobao, and I'm pretty sure also on other Chinese websites. Most of these items are authentic, they are simply made a while ago, dead stock or part of overproduction. And of course these dolls or doll parts are interesting for everyone who likes to build custom dolls, who wants to use heads on different bodies, or just want to dress the dolls as they like and they don't care a lot about the original packaging. So let's get them out of their plastic bags. Here we have Jenny number 5, which is obviously a Licca, but that's fine. Her plastic bag is already a little bit dirty, but at least it is only the back. She comes with a pair of undies and a plastic wrap around her head. The hair is saran hair and also the scalp is painted, as you can see. When it comes to Takara dolls, which do have saran hair, the hair is often pretty much greasy. And that's also the case for new dolls, so not only the ones that have been sitting around for a while. When you see colorful haired Licca dolls, they often, not always, but often are Chinese reroots or dolls with alternative rooting, however you would like to call it, because the head itself is a piece of overproduction and a Chinese company root them themselves and then sell it, so you've seen it on my channel before. But these two dolls I think are originally rooted because the scalp is painted according to the hair color. On both girls you can see that the head and the body and even the limbs are not the perfect color match, and this is also quite normal for Licca Chan dolls, especially when they are playline dolls. So I have no clue when these dolls have been made. I do have some Licca dolls in my collection, but I'm not an expert, so I can only assume that they are original, but to me they do look original. The heads never do have any markings and the bodies do have the Takara imprint on it, so I guess these dolls are completely original. Because, according to my knowledge, the only thing that these Chinese sellers do fake is a Takara stamp on body and head of Blythe dolls. But not on Licca Chan, as far as I know. I know that there are a few Licca fake heads around, but honestly when you look at the pictures, especially when there are some review pictures, you can spot the differences. The printing is not so nice, and of course the hair stitching is awful, and that's how you can spot a fakie normally. When it comes to Licca, there are different body options, or they are sold with different body types. The girl in the middle here with the purple hair does also have a Licca body, and it is a Licca head, but it is one of her friends, and her body does not have arms that can go out. And also her hips are very much round and not as boxy as the ones from the two Licca Chan girls. But the rest of the material is basically the same. They can do the same poses more or less, except for the arms, but also the feet do have the same size. Only that the body of this girl here does have a more harmonious match with head and limbs and torso, so there are not so many different colors. The next girl here, for example, does also have the same body as the two colored hair ones, but her body does have a more harmonious color scheme, so the limbs are pretty much the same color as the torso. The head is lighter, but I have to say I bought the head and the body separately. It does have a tiny black mark embedded in the plastic, and maybe that's a reject body, I don't know. It was pretty cheap and I'm happy with it, so the company stamp on the back is exactly the same as for the other two bodies, and you were able to see in the footage before with the purple hair it was a bit different, and I guess that's because of the body types and when these dolls have been made, but of course, as I said, I could be wrong. With the face screening there is a little bit of a difference. The eye color is not exactly the same. On the colorful girls, there's more like a gray shade under the purple tone of the girl with the dark blonde hair, and the colorful girls do have more blushing on their cheeks, and overall the heads are a little bit lighter, but this is not really noticeable on the footage. Here you do have a quick comparison in height for the Licca Chan doll with a standard made to move, a petite one, and a G3 Draculaura. Licca Chan is way smaller than these. She is in fact not a grown-up, she is considered as a young teenager. You do have a newer line that is called #Licca, I guess, and in this particular line she is on a more Jenny-like body, so she is 27 centimeters tall, and usually, as you can see her here, she is around 22 centimeters tall. The two new girls and also the one with the dark blonde hair are lucky today because I bought 3 outfits from eBay made by Re-Ment back in 2008. In the early 10s, Re-Ment also made some, I think 3 collections of doll clothing with Licca dolls in mind. The 3 dresses I got are from the least sold out or least hard to find Re-Ment series of clothing, because the other 2 series are way more casual and they did have individually pieces that you could mix and match. And this line here is about careers, and it is not very hard to find, but also not very hardly thought after. Of course you can find it on Japanese Mercari or Yahoo, but also even on eBay.com. I bought my 3 sets here from a shop called Fan21HK Miniature Store, and they do have a normal website, but I couldn't find the outfits on this website, so I guess for now they only had it in their eBay store. I bought the set separately and not the whole set. It is a shop, at least on eBay, that sells Re-Ment sets separately, so you can choose what you like and you don't have to buy the whole set. That's pretty often interesting for me because I like to put some Re-Ment stuff into my dioramas and I don't often need the whole set, but that's just up to you. I buy both the full set, sometimes singular pieces, and I buy from this shop for several years and I was more or less always happy. You don't get always what you ordered. I had some minor issues, but it is really only very minor about all the years that I buy from them, but I'm still not affiliated with anyone, also not with the shop, also not with eBay. It is just for your information, and you don't have to buy anything from the links that I provide. It is simply for you, for your information, for your own research, and so that you know where I got my stuff and what I'm talking about. There are 8 outfits in this collection and I got 3 of them. First, I do have here the flight attendant, and she's so adorable. This picture or this artwork is so cute. The material of the dress is cotton. It totally feels like cotton, and overall the shape is nice, but it does have a little flaw in the fabric on the right side of the bust in the blue fabric, I guess because of the stitching, that something pulled the fabric a little bit. It's not a big thing, but it is noticeable. It is a very nice, sturdy, high quality velcro in the back. The set comes with a hat, and it does fit Licca Chan. The outfit also comes with this red shawl or ribbon, not quite sure how to call it, but yeah, it is included. And it looks like you should do a kind of ribbon with it. I'm curious how that will look because the item is pretty thick and it is very nicely sewn, so I'm gonna use it. Next, we do have the uniform for a marching band. And also a piece of bubblegum that is already 16 years old. Doesn't look that tasty anymore, and usually the seller will remove these pieces, but sometimes when you buy an older set, regardless where you get it from, it will contain one of these gums because that's how Re-Ment just sells their stuff in Japan. They do still include bubblegum with their sets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they do, and therefore the toy is called Candy Toy. Not quite sure why they do that, I guess because of tradition or just maybe tax reasons, I'm not quite sure. But they do seal these bubblegums very well because over the years I had quite a few of these that are not very fresh, but never ever did one of them ooze out, so they were always inside of the package and nothing, I don't know, sticky or something came out of it. You can just throw it away. Again, a very pretty artwork. It is so cute. She looks like a retro paper doll and that looks so adorable. This here is a two-piece set, the head and the dress itself. The fluffy thing on the head is maybe a little bit crooked because usually I guess it should be a feather in real life, but this plush thingy here looks quite nice, I think. Very nice, sturdy material, the stitching is perfect and I do really like the fabric that they used. It does have a very smooth texture, but it does not feel cheap at all. It is pretty much firm, but not too stiff. I don't know how to describe it. It is really a nice material. Sorry for the cut, but my battery died. Anyway, here's the third and the last set. It is the cheerleader and it is my favorite set. I thought it would be the flight attendant, but I like this set here the most. The pom-poms are pretty cute. I like that they look a bit like the original. The idea with the cardboard on the back and the little elastic, not so sure, but overall I do like it. And of course, they are a little bit flat. They have been in their box for 16 years, so they still look quite good. The outfit itself is a two-piece set, and I was pretty surprised by that. I thought it would be a one-piece like the other two ones, but it's not. It is a top and a skirt. The feel of the fabric is also very different. It does have the texture of, yeah, maybe a little bit like Lycra, so really like the touch of a real human-sized sports outfit. The print on is high quality. It is a vinyl print on. It is not sticky, but it is very flexible and it looks really good. I am impressed because I didn't expect that, and I rarely see details like that in doll fashion nowadays, especially not in ones that are not so expensive. This print here will not peel off. It is exactly where it should be and it won't come off. And here we do have the girls with their new clothing. You only get the fabric pieces with these blind boxes, so you have to add shoes and accessories. So the cheerleading girl got some socks and sport shoes, and these are also Licca shoes from Aliexpress. Not quite sure if these are original or bootlegs, but they do have the right shape. They do have a left and a right shoe, and I also added a dark blue ribbon for the hair. Of course, she looks totally different from the girl on the illustration, but that's not my goal. I don't want to have exactly the doll from the illustration, but the artwork itself is still very pretty. Second is the flight attendant, and as you can see, the ribbon around her neck is very long and very big, but maybe I could have tied it twice around the neck, but that way it would be thicker around the neck, so it is okay for me. Also, because I have chosen to put the ribbon on the other side, I can cover up the flawed stitching on the right side a little bit, because if the ribbon would be on the left side as on the picture, it would cover up the little star on her chest, and I like to see that. I also gave her some stockings and white shoes. And I also forgot to mention that the cheerleader girl got some yellow ear studs and this girl here got some white ones. And of course she also does not look 100% like the girl on the illustration, but because of the eyes and the way the arms are spread, there are a lot of similarities. The last girl got some black shoes and white socks and red star earrings for the ears. I didn't want to use golden ones, but the only red ones I had are these stars, but I still like them. And here we do have them all together. I'm really happy with my purchases. Of course, it is a little bit unfair. The dark blonde girl was in my collection way before, but I had 3 dresses but only 2 new dolls, and so she got a new dress, and I think that's okay. I hope so it's okay for you, because I simply wanted to show you all of the 3 dresses. They are really nicely made, especially for their price. So with taxes and everything, shipping, I paid around €8 each set, which is of course not super low, but for me it is pretty low because I have to pay a very high tax rate, and depending where you live, the links that I provide are interesting for you and sometimes they are not, and as I said, I'm not affiliated, so it is really only for your information. But still, when I buy from a seller that I'm not really happy about, I will also let you know that, and that's the case with the seller for these 2 Licca Chan dolls that have colorful hair, the green and the pink one. The shop is called Fun House 01 store. Not sure if that should mean fun houses, because fun house, don't know. So that's the name of the shop on Aliexpress. It's the first time that I ordered there. But I also ordered some Barbie heads, and that's not such a nice story, to be honest, but that will be part of a video for next week. We will also have a video on Sunday, but it would take too long to include the Barbie heads that I bought in this store here, so my recommendation is only for Licca items in the shop, because the two Licca dolls I bought here or in the shop are quite nice. I paid €6.60 for each doll, which is a pretty good deal. They were part of the choice system at the time I bought them, which is not too long ago. I can see it was on the 15th of July, so as I said, not too long ago, but these dolls are not available to me in Germany anymore. I can still buy other items in the shop, but this particular listing is not available for shipping to Germany. So in case you are from Germany, I'm sorry. I still have the link down here, and I guess a few people can still use it, but for Germany these dolls are not available anymore. But that's not unusual, because listings change quite often on Aliexpress, especially when the prices are good. But based on my experience, when it comes to Licca dolls, you can find a lot of really nice listings on Aliexpress, and Takara often, or nearly always, do a great job on these. I never had a misprinted one. I never had one that does not have a good stitching. The only issue that you need to always have nowadays are the color differences on the bodies and the heads, at least on head and body, or even on the body itself with the torso and the limbs. I think they're not really interested in changing that. I guess that's their idea how to cut down the price or the cost for the doll production. And to me, as an adult doll collector, I like it this way better than giving the doll bad hair or pixelation on the face screening. But that's of course only my own humble opinion. So that's for today. I hope you still had a little bit fun with this video, because I know this is not one of the videos everyone wants to see, but I simply like Licca Chan dolls, and I love the opportunity that I can buy a new Licca Chan doll for a very affordable price without paying for a proxy or anything like that, getting a box doll, because I simply prefer to give them my own styling. Even though it's not so much own styling with these three girls here, because the most part of the outfits are given with the blind boxes, but yeah, I like them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again. I'm pretty sure there will be a new video on Sunday evening. I hope so, because I always work on it till the last minute, so that's what I'm doing. So, have a great day. Bye!